I'm Mike.
And I'm Adam.
And this is Stuff and Waffle. Two friends talking about stuff, and often as not, waffling with frequent reference to Bond cars.
You'll never guess what, mate.
What's that, mate?
I've been somewhere.
Steady on. You've been out of your front door.
And out of my front door and out of the town and the county.
Ruth, you mad, impulsive fool, you.
I know. I've put miles on the car. Actual miles.
It's lucky it still works.
I know. Honestly, I've done, all in all, with pottering about while I've been places, I think I've managed about 800 miles.
Blimey, that's the most that car's moved in about 18 months.
Yes, definitely.
Very good. Any issues?
Yeah, a little one.
Yeah.
Well, last week was quite warm.
Was.
Yeah. That's when I discovered the aircon needs regassing.
There you go. Well, you probably could have guessed that.
Well, you say that. I've never had to regas it. In 8 years of ownership, it's the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Can't knock it.
That's impressive. That's impressive. Because, I mean, that's kind of a routine thing, isn't it? I mean, all cars need that.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, only, God, blimey, it was end of 2019. I had the battery changed, and it was still on its original.
Wow, that is impressive. That is really impressive. Yeah, well, fair play to Volvo for that.
Yeah, so that's... Yeah, but yes, aircon in... Well, I don't exactly know the precise temperature. The car was reading on the dashboard 35 while I was sat stationary on the M25.
Quite toasty. Quite
warm.
Yes.
And thought, oh, well, the only thing I can do is open a window. But next to me was a colossal lorry with its engine running. Going, well, that's not helping, is it?
Oh, pumping all the hot fumes through your window.
Yeah,
yes.
Pumping that. So I got one side of the car being baked in sunshine, and the other one being baked in diesel fumes.
Lovely.
That's so good.
Really healthy environment you got there.
Yeah, that was not a pleasant place to sit. So yes, that's going to be tended to in the next week, I think.
I bet it is. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so you were a little bit warm.
Yes. Yeah. So that was. I realised my problem when I departed because the M25 issue was midweek, but when I departed at the beginning of the week, I realised it was going to be a bit clammy. It was not toasty, but warm in there. I thought
it was shaping up to be a warm one, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I thought this is not going to go well. And I arrived at my destination clammy.
Did you know it wasn't working before you set off?
No.
Okay.
No. Well, I hadn't really used it, and when I had used it, I hadn't needed the aircon because it's just winter, and all it's done is piss it down.
Yeah, sure.
And be cold. So.
And you haven't been going anywhere. So yes.
So there we go. That was a nice little start to the journey.
Nice.
But there we go. Not the end of the world.
No.
But in terms of actually getting out and driving the car, that was quite nice.
Yeah, well, you've not done a lot of it, have you?
Not at all. As long as I could get a through draft, it was quite pleasant.
Yes. But, well, it's quite long. You should be able to, get a bit going there.
I did. We had, despite a bit of motorway cruising, it was all windows and sunroof down.
Nice.
Oh, good God, it was lovely.
Oh, yeah, you need that. That'll blow the cobwebs out.
Yeah, there was a few of those as well.
I imagine, yes.
But that's all right.
You creatures had moved in.
Yeah, the usual wing mirror spiders and such like.
Oh, they won't last long on the motorway. No.
Oh, no, he soon stuck his head out at the wrong moment.
Hey, gone.
Yes. It's fine. I think probably last time I went on anything resembling a long journey before all the lockdown bollocks. And you sit there and chugging along motorways and you start to notice the EVs.
Yes.
And they start... The percentage is increasing.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you can see that even locally. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. That's true.
I'll tell you what I spotted on this journey in terms of very specific EVs, and that is there are an awful lot of Porsche Taycans out there, like
Now,
enormous amounts.
funnily enough, I was out today locally, and I saw two
Mm.
here in Bideford.
I'm
Two.
not surprised.
No.
Like I said, we could going between various journeys because I went between here and Didcot, and then brief stint up to Birmingham, and then Colchester. And honestly, I was expecting it to be Tesla heavy.
Model 3s everywhere, you would expect, yes.
And there were a reasonable amount, but I honestly think I saw more Taycans than Model 3s.
Yeah, well, we did sort of predict, didn't we, that people would buy them, even though technically the Model S is a better car. But because it's a Porsche, people will buy it, even though it's not as easy to charge. It doesn't go as far. It's more expensive. People will buy it because it's a Porsche.
Well, that's it. It's enough look nice though.
Oh, they are stunning. Absolutely stunning looking things. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, someone had one in a baby blue, and it's like, oh, that is you've chosen a classic Porsche color there, really.
I've seen that color. Yeah, yeah. The two in Bideford are both black, and it does look it's very imposing.
Yes,
it's got presence, hasn't it?
Yeah, there's that really quite striking green that they do.
The dark one.
Yeah, there's someone in Barnstable's got one of those.
Really?
I've seen it a few times now. I thought it was a Visitor, but it must be local.
Must be local. Yeah, that is a nice color. But yes, they're popping up even around here. So I'm not surprised that you saw a lot of those. It's good. It's good that people are getting into the whole electric thing.
It is. Yeah, it was quite nice. I mean, there were plenty of the Korean stuff out there, but still not in the same volume as the colossally priced Taycan.
No, that's strange, isn't it? That's strange that pretty much the most expensive EV you can buy is the most common one you're seeing.
There we go. That's some sort of progress, I suppose.
Well, if the rich folk are buying them, then it'll filter down, won't it? Because those Taycans are going to end up on the used market in a couple of years. Having lost 3/4 of their value.
Mighty, you say that. Probably, I bet they won't be as effective as your standard vehicle in terms of depreciation.
No, that's probably fair to say, actually. Yeah. They'll lose a bit. But
they will.
Yeah. Yeah. Porsche have said they're bringing out a lower cost version. They're going to do a rear wheel drive one with a smaller battery. That'll be somewhere around the 60 grand mark, which is still an expensive car, but it's cheaper than the rest of them.
That's true. I mean, I'm not going to rush out and buy one, but
no, nor am I. No, those are not for the likes of us at this point. But
one day,
you never know. You never know. But it's just a shame the range isn't just a little bit better on those. 200 miles range for a car of that price bracket.
No,
there's a lot cheaper cars that will go a lot further than that.
Will they be as good to drive?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Maybe people are not buying them for the range. Well, they're obviously not buying them for the range because it hasn't got range. So they're buying it for how it drives and how it's built.
Well, that's it. The people who've driven them and the people who know say it does feel like you're driving a Porsche.
Yes, I've heard that, and that it does drive and handle better than the Tesla Model S, which I'm quite prepared to believe.
Yeah. They've got a bit more experience under their belt, I suppose. So
they have, but where Tesla are excelling is the battery tech and the software. Porsche are excelling in all the other areas.
Yeah, that's it. Get those two together, and you're onto a winner there.
Yeah, I can't see that happening.
No. That'd be fine.
That's good. That's really encouraging that you've noticed, the increase in the volume of EVs, and that the even the really expensive ones are getting out there. The people who've got money to spend on a car are not ignoring electric. They're not carrying on buying the big gas guzzlers because they can afford to run them. They are going EV. So that's good to see.
Yeah, I was most pleased to see that.
That's excellent.
I tell you where I didn't see any EVs though.
Yeah.
I had my first trip to Caffeine and Machine.
Oh, fantastic.
That was very good, but yes, there were none there.
No, I imagine there wouldn't be. No.
That was there was some very, very different things there.
Yes, quite a collection, I should think.
Yeah, quite the mix of vehicles, I'll be honest. I'll tell you what there was there. The first time I've seen one in the flesh as well. It was a Spiker C8.
Ooh! I've never seen one of those for real. No.
Oh, it was lovely.
La Violette. Yeah. Yeah. There's something
Really
about
cool.
those, isn't there? Yes.
Oh, they're such cool looking things and really small as well.
They are tiny, yeah.
Used to big cars these days and it's so small.
Yeah.
Really impressive little thing.
Very good. It's a shame that didn't kind of do more, really. Because it was a bit of a flash in the pan, wasn't it? It was the next big thing very briefly, and then they just seemed to disappear again.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen more, but
yeah.
Well, if that's the only one we're going to get, it was.
I said it's not. Yeah, it's a good one to have if that's all they can do. Yes. Very good. That's really nice to have seen one of those. I've never seen one in the metal.
And we had a quick rummage in the interior, and that was just lovely because that's all a bit different in there.
Yes, yes, indeed. So I believe. Yeah. Is it all bespoke in those? There's nothing that was kind of borrowed from other manufacturers, was there, in that?
I think so. I think that's the case. It certainly looked that way. I mean, all of the switches and that they weren't like parts bins one. They were the sort of aluminium toggle switch type things.
Yes. Yeah. Lots of knurling, I believe.
That's the word.
Yes.
Just really quite cool that was. I tell you what, as well, another vehicle you don't see very often that was parked outside was a Lamborghini LM002.
Oh, you don't see many of those. One of the most ridiculous vehicles ever made. Yes, indeed. No, you don't see those.
No, definitely silly, but cool.
Oh, absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous. A vehicle that absolutely did not need to exist.
No, not at all, but it was quite cool to see it.
Oh, yeah. Quite rare. Quite rare.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. I think I have seen one a couple of times. So it was quite nice to see that one. The chap was kind enough to lift the bonnet so we could see a Countach engine rammed in the front of a 4x4. So that was nice.
It was a strange idea, wasn't it?
Ahead of its time, you might say.
Well, they've now got the or however you say it. Yes.
That's the one.
Yes. Yes, that's the only two SUVs Lambo have ever done, isn't it?
I think I'd take the original myself.
Yes, I think so. The doesn't really do a lot for me. No,
unmoved.
No. Very much so. Yes, as it would be after you saw how much it cost to fill the tank. Yeah.
Oh dear.
It would remain unmoved. Yes.
Yep. We'll leave it there. I like it parked there. Yep. Good.
Yeah, that's right. Looks good there. That'll do fine. Yes. Where's the Fiesta?
Yeah. One amusing moment actually there. Someone rocked up quite smugly in there. It was the special edition Huracan, the Evo Spider.
Right.
Yeah, they rocked up in that and thinking, well, this is pretty cool. I look good here.
Oh yes, that's the place to be.
Well, you think, well, yeah, why not? Yeah, this is the place to be for that. And then you think that's something you don't see every day. And then someone rocked up in exactly the same special edition Lamborghini.
No.
Yeah.
Ruined.
So much so that when the second one turned up, they had to park him out the way because you can park out the front if you've got something quite desirable. But they moved him on. They went, no, we've
Really?
got one of those
We
already.
got one of those already. On your way, mate. Oh, what are the odds?
Dear.
Oh, fantastic.
Very funny. There's one you'll like, actually. On a Ferrari topic, someone turned up in a yellow 308.
Ooh, nice. Tasty.
Yeah, it was really quite nice. And we had a little peek round it. And the only bit that really concerned me was that it was wearing a full set of joy roads.
Oh.
Like, what are these? How has this happened?
Running on a budget, are we?
Spent all your money on getting it here.
Well, that's the thing is I mean, even, browsing car ads, you see that so often. Really nice cars running on absolute crap rubber. The cheapest, crappiest tires they can possibly find.
Yeah, not good. I mean, like I mentioned to you in the past, I saw a XFR on land sales.
Oh dear, that's not going to end well.
Nope.
The kind of torque that an XFR puts down, that's not going to end well.
Yep, there's going to be a crash and a fireball and
it's a really powerful car. Oh dear,
not good at all. And on an uncar related note, while there, I went for an off-piste pizza topping while I was there.
Okay.
And it was Canadian bacon and maple syrup.
Oh,
it's a bit naughty. That was.
I'd have been with you on that. That's tremendous. That's tremendous. I have had maple syrup on bacon when I was in America. My first morning there, I went for a full-on breakfast, and syrup on everything. It's the only way to travel.
Well, why not?
Yes, that's fantastic. I approve. I'd have been with you on that.
Oh yes, I really enjoyed that.
Like you say, that's a bit naughty. You have that every day, and you're going to have some problems. But once in a while.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, the chaps were just quite pleased it wasn't spicy food that I was eating.
Yeah, well, you've got some issues with that, haven't you?
Well, it wasn't our first evening together, so we put it that way. So there had already been problems.
They were trying not to feed the beast, I suspect.
No. The problem is not feeding the beast, and me being the only one there not driving, and it being the first pub I've been to in over a year. Good luck with that.
Yes, it's all coming out. Oh dear, bad,
bit naughty, but there we go.
Bit naughty, yes, but no, that's a good choice.
Okay,
that's a good choice.
Back on the car theme for you. The following day we because we went from our friends in friend Rob's in Didcot, we went to Caffeine and Machine, and then we carried on to Birmingham where Jay lived because he met us at Caffeine and Machine. We carried on to his place and spent a couple of days up there. And there were going to be more beers and more curry. Excellent choice.
Yes, of course.
Not my house, don't care.
No, absolutely.
Yep. But we came up with the rather excellent idea. Well, in that part of the world, why not go to the British Motor Museum?
Truly tremendous idea.
Yes, indeed. And my goodness me, that was a lovely little day out. That was.
Yeah.
We shot up there about midday, I think it was, and had a mill around in there. I'll be honest, they did get quite cross with me. I did spoil some of the exhibits after just a furious intake of beer and spicy food.
Oh no!
Yeah, they couldn't browse over certain exhibits as long as they wanted to. Let's put it that way.
Oh dear! Were you like the little kid who just can't pay attention to anything?
Exactly, but it wasn't so much that. It's just it comes down to not being match fit and having that level of intake, and then being put in a public situation where you go, well, I'm sorry. There's absolutely no way this is staying on the inside.
No, well, you are a bit out of practice, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh, and it
Yeah.
showed. And honestly,
Uh,
the night before, I don't remember how it ended.
okay,
So that's
that tells us something. Yeah,
yeah, that's yeah. It wasn't even hazy. It was just erased.
it's just gone.
Yeah.
Never, never to come back.
No
Yeah.
idea. None
Oh
at all. No.
dear.
But there we
So,
go.
which of the priceless vehicles are they going to have resprayed?
Well, there's going to be one that's, well, I say dear to your heart. It's dear to all of our hearts, actually.
Hmm.
It was there and looking just tremendous. And I think I'd be curious to know whether me just saying the registration will give it away.
Oh, okay.
This is because it's in your area, I'd say.
Oh,
And
okay.
the registration is 77RW.
Oh, Jaguar E-Type.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The
It was the one that was at the was it the Geneva Motor Show launch?
That's the one. Yep.
Yes. Yeah, and I haven't even Googled that.
That's
Yes.
the one that got blasted there overnight.
Yes, that's right. Because didn't they have one already there, but there was such interest in it that they decided they needed a second one.
Something
So
along those lines.
one of the engineers from the factory drove that one to Geneva overnight from the factory.
Yeah, get it there, give it a quick clean, and stick it on the stand.
Stick it on the stand. There you go. The engine was still ticking. Yes.
Yes, but that was there.
Tremendous. Green, I believe.
That's the one. Yes,
And a convertible.
Yep, and just well, absolutely stunning. It's good timing as well, actually, because it's since been carted off to the Concours d'Elegance in London.
Of course, Mr. Metcalf is over there with a number of his vehicles. Yeah,
He's got his own bloody stand, didn't he?
He's got 7 of his cars there. Yeah.
Oh, don't forget the motorbikes.
Oh, and yes, and another 5 bikes. Yes, indeed.
Greedy.
Great. Yeah, that's just showing off, isn't it? Frankly. Yes.
But yeah, I was poring over that. I think, to be honest, having my own toxic cloud meant I could really have a moment with it.
Oh, nobody be going anywhere near that.
Not at all, no. Oh, even when it turned up in London, they probably went, it smells a bit funny, doesn't it?
Yeah. What's happened to this one? I'm sure it didn't used to smell like this.
Didn't we pay for this to be restored?
Yeah. It needs another engine rebuild. Smell that. That's not right. Oh, you've ruined a historic vehicle.
Well, I'm a part of it now, you see.
Oh dear. You've integrated yourself.
Yes. Yes, there we go. I like that. Fully integrated.
Fully, yes. There it is.
But really, just lovely. Because I've been, I'm sure I've been there a few times and I've never seen it before.
Yeah, I've been there, but I don't recall that car being there.
No, because in the main building they've got that sort of little mezzanine bit.
Yes.
It was up there. They had all sorts of E-types up there through the ages.
So it wasn't with the rest of the Jaguar Heritage collection?
No, it wasn't with the Jag collection. No, it was just upstairs in there. And they had... they basically had that one and then cars showing its progression.
Okay, yeah.
And the ones that really great with the Series 2 and 3 where they ruined the looks of it, really. I just can't get excited about those ones so much.
No, I know what you mean. They're a lot cheaper to buy, but
yeah,
the Series 3 particularly, you think, what have you done to that? Because it's the same basic shape, but there's just so many extra bits on it, and
the lights, those block lights that they put on the rear.
Yeah, I mean, some of
the bumper.
Some of that was for the California regulations, wasn't it? But yeah, the Series 3 is not a looker.
No, it's a bit of a dog's dinner. And when it's in coupe form, the roofline is just ridiculously high as well.
Yeah, it is. This is a bread van.
Yeah.
It
Not
is.
good.
No, the Series 3 it had gone right off the boil by then. Yes.
No, they had some. Like I said, they had that original one, so Series 1, but then they had the Series 1.5. That was when it was basically the uprated engine, wasn't it? They went to 4.2.
I think you may be right about that. Yes, very
And
good.
and as well as well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was engine up to 4.2 and full synchro mesh throughout the gears. Because I
Yes,
think on the
because
3.8 was only on third and fourth it had
I
full
believe
synchro.
that's true. Yes, it didn't have full synchro. Yes, I think that's true. Yeah.
Well, there
Yes,
we go.
could get a bit crunchy.
Mm, one would have to match the revs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, like stirring a bucket of coal, I believe, was one description I've heard. And the
Probably
old
fun.
mop gearbox that was in those. Yes.
Not cutting edge, but well.
It wasn't, but still glorious.
And as you mentioned it, Jaguar Heritage did not let us down. I mean, there was a lot in there that I have seen. It's not my first time being there. But it was quite nice for a perv like me, where they had the XJ 220 concept car and production car next to one another.
You've got a thing for those, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit much. That was.
You had to take a moment in your weakened condition. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was not in a good state to be in there, but good God.
What you need to do is go over in the corner and just stare at the X-Type for a bit, and that'll just level you off. And then you can go back and look at the XJ220 a bit more.
Oh, they had an X-Type for you in there. I believe we've mentioned it before, actually. The estate, but it was a project car.
Oh,
and
right.
It had the V6, but the tweaked one.
Yes. Wasn't that the concept for the X-Type R that they never did?
I think that's correct. Yeah, because it wasn't going to be a V8. That was the.
It wasn't going to be a V8 because the S-Type R already had the V8. They were going to make it, but a really beefy V6.
Yeah.
For the X-Type, yeah, and it was going to be an X-Type R, and it was going to be available in estate form. Oh, how I wish they'd made that.
Well, there is one there. It's got
I'd never drive anything. I'd never drive anything else.
It's in a bold color as well. Actually, it's a non-metallic bright red.
Well, that was available on the very early X-Type saloons. You could have it. I don't recall I've ever seen an estate in that color. But the very early saloons you could get in that really bright, solid red. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Well, what I'll do is to appease everyone, I'll pop that up on the gram.
Oh, do
all of these treats.
Yes. Oh, please do. Yeah, absolutely. That would be tremendous. Yeah.
And
very good.
Just to hark back to an earlier episode, there was on the wall a massive version of a particular Jaguar badge, which I thought it's not often you get the opportunity to take a picture of such a massive growler.
Yes. There's nothing else to say, is there? Really?
You can't.
As long as it's with that. As long as it's well kept.
Oh, it was spick and span.
Very good.
Yeah,
very good. Yeah, well, you can't beat an enormous growler.
No, not at all.
No.
Oh dear.
Dirty.
A little bit.
Yes, but so is the whole Jaguar Heritage Collection. I mean, you could spend a whole day just in there, couldn't you?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just all sorts in there of just absolute filth. And then you've got the really weird upstairs with all of the basically sort of BL oddness.
Yes, and there is some very strange things in there, isn't there?
Really odd things. Yeah, it's just things of going, well, why did you do that? It's just
yes. What on earth were you thinking?
No. Some of the other stuff's quite interesting. That it's sort of first off the line and last off the line stuff. That's quite nice. There's the last Montego. Then the
Oh,
one thing I
Montego.
love that. Last Allegro and then first Maestro.
Really?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's a bit. I mean, it's just a sea of dull, but it's
Oh,
interesting nonetheless.
it's interesting. There's still significant moments, even though they were very tedious cards. Yes.
Mm. Oh yes, and there's another one that's sort of relevant for both you and I because you owned one and Kaylee owns one as we speak. Actually, the first mini produced in Oxford is in there,
Ah, fantastic. Oh, I
and
do. I do. I've got a real soft spot for those.
I wish I just had a little toolkit with me because it's in exactly the same spec as Kaylee's and color, and just think, oh,
You
I
could
could
have had
have
a few spares off that.
have a few spares. Yeah, I think I could have done with that. But peering inside, and you think this car has not moved, and yet the gear gator is not attached, and the trim around the handbrake is already pissed off. You think, how have you done that?
How has that happened? It's never been used.
No, it's got no miles, and you've broken it.
Yes, it's starting to fall to bits even without being touched. Oh dear.
Gave me a
That,
chuckle.
however, is not, in my experience, representative of that car because they were actually pretty solid.
Yeah, I don't think I've had anything come off in my hand. I'll be honest.
No, I didn't on mine. Mine was a slightly later one, but nevertheless, they're still. I found it to be quite solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, having said that, I was quite pleased I kept it under warranty. So maybe that's not fair.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. I mean,
Yeah.
I've not done a huge amount on Kaylee's, but the one thing where I thought, oh, this will be useful, is where the reversing bulb went. So I thought, oh, I'll change that. That's a bulb.
Yeah.
Good God! You have to take this protective tray off from underneath to reach your hand up to push the light assembly out to
The
change
rear
it.
lights.
No, it's the reversing one, so it's in the centre of the rear bumper.
I was going to say mine. I don't remember that on mine, but they changed it on the facelift ones, and the reverse light was in the main cluster. They did away with that little one at the bottom.
No, it's the little one at the bottom. So that was not a great design thing because in order to take the
Probably
tray
why
off,
they changed it.
yeah, in order to take the tray off, that meant undoing 4 incredibly rusty bolts, which
Okay. Yeah.
were not shielded in any way from the elements. So
They're
that
going to be knackered then, aren't they?
yeah,
Yes.
that was fun.
Rusted solid.
Rusted solid. I could only get 3 of them undone out of the 4, which meant I couldn't remove the panel. So I had to wedge my hand up there and cut it to shreds just to get it out. Oh dear.
I imagine there was a bit of language there, wasn't there?
All while lying in the road and people driving past far too closely for my liking.
Oh, one of them had to have your foot off. Yes,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah. No one pays attention.
No, they don't.
In
No.
a residential road, they'll quite happily blast up here at God knows what speed.
Oh, your legs would just become another speed bump.
Yeah.
Yes.
Knobheads.
What was that? That was just the neighbour.
Don't worry about him.
No, it'd be all right.
Oh dear. But yeah, that was a pleasant car related little excursion. That was. I really enjoyed that. It's been a massive treat considering we've been stuck indoors for God knows how long.
That sounds like a really good trip. I've not been to the Heritage Motor Museum for a very long time. That needs correcting.
Oh, we'll take you back. Oh my God! Actually, we had a look in the gift shop, and I found probably the most niche gift in there. I like cufflinks as much as the next chap.
Oh, I love a double cup shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a few.
Yeah, me too.
But the ones they had in there, obviously car related, not a problem.
No, it's what you'd expect.
However, there was you could have a set of cufflinks that were in the shape of a Transit Connect.
Oh dear. What?
Who's buying those?
What is that all about?
I don't know.
Oh, that's the Ford marketing department gone mad. That is.
Who wants that?
But who is buying those?
Who has bought? Surely no one.
I can't imagine who would want that. That's bizarre.
That's too niche, I think.
Yeah. The market for those is so specific.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Are there enough Transit Connect pervs out there?
Well, the sort of person that's in the market for a Transit Connect is probably not going to be wearing a double cuff shirt.
Certainly not on a daily basis. No,
That's what I mean. No, exactly. They're not working in an office, are they? So that's ridiculous.
A bit weird.
No, I don't understand that at all. That's weird.
No, baffled me. But I thought you'd like that.
That's very strange.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't know.
And I think they're about 25 quid as well. I think I'm not. Who's going to pay that?
Truth. That's a bit steep. You can get some very nice cufflinks from M&S for a lot less than that. Even from their novelty department.
Oh. Who knows what shape it's going to be in?
Well, there you are. Yes, indeed. They've even got some naughty ones.
In M&S?
Yep.
Really?
Occasionally.
When you say naughty, are we talking sort of cock and balls?
No, we're not.
Right, okay. Too naughty, is it?
Not that naughty.
Right, okay.
No, it's only a little bit naughty. Yes.
Right, okay.
I've got one set, and
no.
The left-hand one is in the shape of a small cake. Okay.
Right.
And that's got some writing underneath that says food hand. Okay.
Right.
The right-hand one is in the shape of something else, and the text underneath it says rude hand.
Oh, I see.
You've got food hand and rude hand.
And how often do you go out with these on?
I've worn them once, I think, and that was to a party, not to work.
I was going to say, what kind of soiree was this?
Yeah, I know. Every time I've got a really big contract negotiation with a customer, pop those bad boys on.
And then someone goes, "Oh, what's that? Have you got a cake on that one?" And yeah. This one is to remind me: eat with this one, pleasure with this one.
Yes. You're not going to sign the contract with that one, are you?
Oh dear. No, it's not. It's not. I mean, it is a good look. I'll be honest. It's like the time I threatened.
They were a gift, I should point out at this point as well. I didn't buy them.
No, I call bollocks. I bet you went straight into the shop.
No, that's not what they're in the shape of.
No. Oh, it reminds me of when I threatened Kaylee. I said, she said, right, we're off out. She said, we're going to need to be smart. I went, I've got just the thing.
Oh, no. I bet her heart sank at that point.
Well, I think naivety played a part in it very briefly.
Dear. Okay.
And she let me go off and prepare the ensemble. One of my last trips to the proper Le Mans, the full-on 24-hour, I bought various bits of Toyota merch because I support them heavily when I'm watching them. Honestly, I look ridiculous.
It's all right. It's not just there. You're okay.
That's fine. I'm glad I've got it covered in all.
It's a much more general thing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I not only have I got the t-shirt, the cap, the flag, but I also bought like the proper team shirt, buttoned up shirt, really quite jazzy.
Yeah.
And it is a beautiful thing. So I thought, right, let's just run an iron across this, make sure it's pristine.
Oh, you don't want to be wrinkled. Absolutely.
No, so I mean, I'm fully branded at this point, thinking, yep, it's a good look. But we need a tie.
Oh my word! No, we don't.
And a while back, I got gifted a most glorious motorsport tie. And what I want you to do is, I want you to picture the most cheap knockoff tat that you can think of when I mention this tie, and it is completely Michael Schumacher in his Ferrari era.
Oh no. To be fair, Michael Schumacher in his Ferrari era would involve quite a lot of sick down it.
Oh, just steady on. This was, like I said, beautiful ensemble. So I thought, right, well, I popped that tie on as well. So I've never worn the tie anywhere. It's just there as a sort of a joke.
Yes.
I thought now's the time. I think
Now is the moment for this to come out.
She was not happy.
I can't imagine why.
Well, not going out dressed like a clown.
Back upstairs, try again.
But there we go.
I think that's important. Is that the only motor branded neckwear that you have?
Neckwear. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. It's. I mean, I am very guilty of buying a lot of general sort of clobber that is motorsport or car branded. There's a lot upstairs. A huge amount of it Toyota.
Yes.
A reasonable amount Ferrari F1 stuff.
Okay.
And quite a few MotoGP as well.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I can go out looking like a right state.
Oh, a complete one of those. Yes.
Yeah, there are only certain circles where you can wear that and get away with it.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, without looking like a prize prune. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll just throw it on just for shits and giggles, but...
Oh, so what, just to, wear about the house?
No, I'll go out. Go and do the school
you will
run.
go. Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
I'll go down and do the school run fully branded.
Oh my word.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking cool, yeah.
Have you noticed any looks or, like the other parents forming groups? And
what you mean jealousy?
If that's what you need to call it. Yes.
The problem is, but you think the amount of people who go out branded with sports ball attire.
Well, true. Yeah, that's a fair point.
And they'll all congregate in a bit of a lads situation, wouldn't they?
They would. Yeah, yes, it's true.
And you turn up wearing anything that's remotely car related, and they think you're some sort of weirdo. You think, am I?
It's a fair point. It's a fair point.
I'm afraid you're not going to find any sports ball fans here.
No, certainly not.
No,
no interest whatsoever. No. I am not immune to the car branded clothing item.
So go on then, please.
Nothing terrible. Well, I say that. I suppose that's not for me to judge, is it? Having purchased said items in the first place. Probably the most unusual item is I have an original from 1981, I believe, an original DeLorean Motor Company tie.
Well, that's a bit different, isn't it?
That's a rare old item. Yes.
Have you worn it anywhere?
Have I ever worn it anywhere? I don't think so. It's being a 1980s tie. It's very thin. So
you'll look absolute perfection in that, surely.
Oh, absolutely. With a big yes, it's got the word DeLorean repeated over and over again in like stripes, and then a big DMC near the bottom, near the point.
Excellent.
It's quite a thing. So there's that. I have got a Jaguar polo shirt, but that's quite tasteful, being Jaguar.
Oh yeah, that's not going to be covered in logos.
It's just black with a small leaper above the left boobie there.
No growlers in sight.
No, I don't have a massive growler on my back or anything like that. No. It's
okay. That's fair enough.
That's fair enough. And I have a Tesla baseball cap. I think that's about it, actually.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Have I seen you in either a DeLorean t-shirt or a hoodie?
You're quite right. I'd forgotten that. I do have it's a DeLorean Owners Club, to be specific, hoodie. Yes, you're
That
quite
was
right.
it.
Yes, with the DOC logo.
Yes, yep, yep.
Yes.
I
Yes,
thought
you're
I'd
quite
seen
right.
that.
I'd forgotten about that. I wear that quite a lot because it's very comfortable.
Mm.
So yes, but technically not the car company, the Owners Club.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes, so I do have that.
I tell you what,
I do have a Back to the Future T-shirt, but that's slightly different.
that's all right. That's allowed.
It's got the DeLorean on it, but
Oh well, that's all right then.
yeah.
That's I tell you a good one that back to my friend Jay actually. While we're on this topic, when we were at Le Mans, he always likes to search out odd items.
Okay.
And so much so, he was rummaging through T-shirts, and he found himself. Bear in mind, probably 10 years after they were last a thing, he found himself a Minardi Formula One T-shirt.
Oh, okay.
That was a nice touch, and I was
Yeah.
most impressed with that.
Yeah, that's a good find. Yeah.
Yeah. Although, if you go back to the topic of Phil, the same Le Mans where he was there, we were in the middle of a downpour. He was in dire need of a coat, so he bought a random Force India coat to help him weather the storm, and then sold it on eBay when he got back.
Well, I mean, that was at least purchased for a functional reason.
That was, but it would have been better if he hung on to it. I think just because it would have been quite nice the fact that he didn't give a toss whatsoever.
He bought it because it was a coat rather than whatever the branding was.
That was it. I don't even think he knew what Force India was.
No, probably not. He probably doesn't care. No, and nor should he.
No, but I just quite like the fact that he bought it and then flogged it, and I think pretty much made his money back on it.
I imagine he would. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, very good. Very good. Yes. Again, not. Yes, we have purchased things because we were underdressed for the weather that occurred. So we also have some branded stuff that was purchased on the day at a show because the weather went a bit wrong and we were completely unprepared.
Oh, that's never good. I mean,
No.
Phil was much more sort of sensible about that particular thing, because I at the point went, well, I don't think I can get any wetter, so I'm just going to say sod it and carry on walking around in shorts and t-shirt.
Just going to go with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was absolutely lovely. Got back just sopping wet.
Sopping. That's a word we don't use often enough.
It's true, but bloody accurate in that case.
Yes, it sounds like that was indeed the case. Yes.
Yes, a lovely little French downpour. As the age-old adage goes, it always rains at Le Mans.
Well, I think that's probably enough of that for this week. Check us out on all the various social medias and things. Thank you very much for listening.